Hi, I'm Jeff, and welcome to another video in my series where I take a look at all the new comic books coming out on either September 29th or 30th, 2020. And I ask myself the question, what one comic book would I buy if I could buy just one book? Now, there are a handful of books that I was taking a look at and considering this week. One of them was Batman the Three Jokers, number 2. I really liked the first issue of this, and I know people have been anticipating this series for a very long time. But no, it's not my pick this week. My pick this week comes from one of 2 writers who I mentioned a couple weeks ago you're going to be hearing about a lot from me, and that writer this week is James Tynion IV. No, the book is not The Joker Warzone, although he is one of the contributing writers to that book. I'm interested in that. It's kind of like I don't know, side stories to The Joker Warzone, and I've really been enjoying The Joker Warzone, and I think there's going to be a big featured story on Clown Hunter, which I know a lot of people are interested in. They really haven't flushed out his character very much in the actual Batman title, so people are interested in that story to see, like, what's the deal with this guy. So I'm interested in that, but no, it's not my pick this week. It's, No, it's not Dark Knight's Death Metal Multiverses End, although that is also written by James Tynion IV. I'm a big fan of Dark Knight's Death Metal, and as you know if you saw my video last week, and I'm a big fan of James Tynion IV, but no, that's not my pick this week. It is yet another book this week that is written by James Tynion IV. He's having a big week. My pick this week, if I could buy just one book, is Department of Truth, number 1. Now, this is a brand new book from James Tynion IV for Image Comics. He has a long history with Boom Studios, and he says he really likes working at Boom, but in Image, he's kind of like the CEO of Department of Truth, Incorporated. Over at Boom, they share ownership of the titles. At Image, I guess it's creator-owned. It's his deal. So he does a lot more work, but he has a lot more control in that regard. So that's why this book is with Image. There are a few reasons why I'm interested in this book. The first one is painfully obvious to anybody with eyes and ears on this video. It's James Tynion IV. He is great. He is amazing. He has such an uncanny ability to get me to really care about the characters and the stories that he's writing. Be it Batman, be it Something is Killing the Children, be it Wind. Those are page turners for me, man. I just can't wait to see what happens next and how my favorite characters and these characters that I'm really investing in are going to make it through these situations. He is such a good writer. Oh, yes. James Tynion IV, number 1 reason to buy this book. Or anything that he's writing, for that matter. The second reason to consider buying this book is that it is an indie number 1. Indie number 1s are kind of like low-grade lottery tickets, You've got Warner Brothers, who does all their, they're taking DC characters, and DC's not really innovating with new characters very much, at least nothing that they're going to develop into a television show or a movie anytime soon. And the same is true with Disney and Marvel. They basically kind of got, we're established, we got these characters, we're good for now. Everybody else, your Netflix, your Amazon, these people are going to be looking toward indie comics as kind of a testing ground, a way to product test certain ideas and concepts and see if they'll make a good movie or a good television show. So sometimes picking up an indie number 1 is a smart move. You just pick it up and you can even just forget about it in the off chance that it blows up as a television show. But that being said, I wouldn't pick up every single number 1 from an indie comic, creator, just because it's a number 1. This one is extra special because it's written by somebody who's so good. And I guarantee you we will be seeing television shows or movies that were created by James Tynion IV in the future. I guarantee it. Him and Donny Cates, absolutely. You're going to be seeing stuff on TV or movies that they have written. Absolutely. So pick it up purely for spec if that's all you care about. But in addition to those first two reasons, the probably main reason to get this book is that it sounds like it's going to be really cool. Department of Truth is basically, the concept is that all conspiracy theories are real. If you've heard of a conspiracy theory, it's real, you know. The three that they mention are things like the JFK assassination, the conspiracy, theories around that. Reptilian shapeshifters are real. Flat earthers, guess what? The earth is flat, apparently. And I imagine even conspiracies that they didn't mention, like faking the moon landing or whatever. If you can imagine it, a conspiracy that you've been told, oh, no, that's not real. No, apparently it is real, and it's been the Department of Truth's job to control the narrative, control what we understand as true or not, to hide these things from us and to shape our vision of what is truth, of what is reality. Pretty cool, pretty creepy. I guess James Tynion, he's a little bit of a fan of conspiracies a little bit. He's not a true believer or anything like that, but he finds them interesting, and as such a great writer, I think he's going to be able to mine a lot of really interesting things out of this subject. He talks about it as kind of being like an X-Files. And when I heard that, I was like, I think of X-Files as fun in a lot of ways. And I expect this to have that element as well. But he places it firmly into the horror thriller category. So I think that it's going to be dark as well. And man, I'm excited to see the world that he's going to build around this idea. Also, just so you know, there's an article where I'm getting a lot of this information from. I'm going to put a link to it down in the description. It's an interview with James Tynion IV and the artist. I think it's Salmons. I forget his name. It's in the article. Definitely, if you're interested in learning more information, read the article. It's really pretty interesting. One thing that he mentions in it is that his original outline was for 15 issues, but then that outline expanded to 32 issues. So it looks like we could potentially have stories from this title for a good amount of time. Another thing they mention is that each story is kind of sort of standalone. Which I found really interesting. It's going to have its own beginning, middle, and end. You can read one issue and you're like, okay, I was just told one complete story, as opposed to most comic books, which are serialized. When you get to the end of one, you're like, oh, I can't wait to read the next one because I need to find out what's going to happen. They do that to keep you buying comic books. It's a smart publishing move. But James Tynion IV is going to have each story kind of sort of stand on its own. There's going to be an overarching narrative, but each individual issue is going to have its own story. So like I said, from a publishing standpoint, that seems a little odd and risky, maybe. But from a reader standpoint, that's great. You can just pick up an issue and get a whole complete story right there. So it's like, you're like, oh, I don't want to invest in a new whole story. It's like, no, just pick up issue 1. It's going to tell you a complete story. You can decide if you want to pick up issue 2. You don't have to feel like, oh, I'm going to miss out on all this stuff. You might, but at least you're going to get a complete story out of issue number 1. And I think that's so great for the reader. And I wish James Tynion IV the best of luck. And I hope that it works great for him as a publisher and Image as well. I will tell you, I am going all in on this book. I am definitely getting this cover A that you've seen here next to me for a while. I'm also getting this cover B, which is Jenny Frison, which is really nice. I am going to go ahead and get this 1 in 10, because why not, I'm going to go ahead and get this 1 and 25 because Inhyuk Lee. I'm a big fan of Inhyuk Lee, and he did this cover. I'm also going to get, the 1 in 50, While you're at it, might as well get the 1 in 50. And I'm going to get the 1 in 100 as well. You may recognize this. it looks a little something like this. Yes, it is indeed an homage to Something is Killing to the Children, #1. I love that they did that they took the 1 in 100 incentive variant for Department of Truth and did an homage to Something is Killing the Children, #1. And, you know, full disclosure, I'm going all in on something. You go back here to the A cover, and then you look at the Something is Killing the Children, #11, 1 in 100 incentive variant right here. And yes, it's another 1 in 100 homage. So I definitely plan on having Something is Killing the Children, #1, Department of Truth, #1, Department of Truth, #1, the 1 in 100 incentive variant, and Something is Killing the Children, #11, the 1 in 100 incentive variant, and having all of them, and I think it's going to be very cool. I'm also getting a store exclusive from 616 Collectibles, or yeah, I think it's 616 Collectibles. They are doing this one. It is from Megan Hutchinson. Megan Hutchinson is an artist and, fun fact, wife of, there's the other name, Donny Cates. Yes, Megan Hutchinson is Donny Cates' wife. I like this cover a lot, so I'm picking that up. I also kind of have a little bit of a story I'm going to tell about Megan Hutchinson and Donny Cates in the next few weeks. I'll give you a hint what it's about. You know my little icon guy, the little Thor drawing that's down there? It has to do with that. That's the teaser I will give you about that. So look forward to that in the next week. But just to sum up, my book, if I could buy just one book this week, is Department of Truth, #1. Now, this is where I ask you to let me know, what is your one book that you would buy this week if you could buy just one book? Put it down in the comments. Let me know if Department of Truth is also your pick for this week, or if you'd much rather read, you know, Three Jokers #2, or you're much more interested in what's going on with the Clown Hunter, you know. Let me know what book you're looking forward to this week down in the comments. I'm really interested in knowing what you're excited about as well. As always, a like is appreciated, you know. It seems to me like I'm getting pretty consistently about 26 or 28 views on this video every week, so I thank those of you that are tuning in and watching this video regularly and consistently and loyally. I appreciate that. I hope that you are getting some value and entertainment out of these videos. If this is the first time you're watching this video, I strongly invite you to hit the subscribe guy and subscribe to the channel. Hit the notification bell so you're informed when new videos are posted. I do these videos. I also do CGC unboxing and testing your comic book grading skills videos. I recommend you check those out as well. Those are a lot of fun. The first one I made is on fire. I'm really happy about that. So thank you all so much for watching my video. As always, I really appreciate it. Likes are appreciated. You're appreciated. Thank you. I'll see you next time.